Yeah, think about like the film industry. It's all about connections.
Would you say that in the space that you work is mostly a male-dominated space?
You really want to like count, it's mostly male dominated. But then second half of my career, like after a few years, there's more like women inside.
Awesome. Me, I'm sorry. I'm so inspired right now.
Suddenly I want to build something.
Bob the Builder.
Can we fix it?
We can. Yeah.
Do you think that you have confidence but not self-esteem? Because that's how I feel.
I think that action inspires confidence. Do it scared.
Gusto niya macam ako nada either, tapi
You're very honest on camera.
I love it. She's an
I'm gonna
artiste.
regret it later when it comes out.
Hello, welcome back to For the Wanita podcast. I am Zai, your host.
And I am your other host, Akila.
Disclaimer, I am recovering from a really bad virus, bacteria, whatever. So my voice might sound a little off. And Akila Ali is also feeling a little bit...
I've got an ulcer up here. So I'm a bit, if I smile weirdly or if I talk with a weird whatever, we've got an ulcer.
It's mostly buah, right? I think that's why.
It is. The weather has been bad. I've also not been drinking enough water.
Please
That's
keep
just me.
hydrated, guys. Okay, anyways, exciting day today in the studio because we've got our second ever guest on the For the Wanita podcast. I did not say the name of our podcast wrongly.
I didn't catch it. Don't worry. I mean, nobody did, I think.
As you can tell, we're still a little nervous, even though we've shot this a million times. But anyway, in the fake.
You're salty over one comment.
I'm not salty. It was funny. Guys, please welcome our special guest for today's episode, Tasya!
Hello. I am Tasya. Hello.
We're so excited to have you here,
I'm
Tasya.
so honored to be here.
Thank you so much for coming in.
No worries.
Do you want to give a little introduction to our audience
Yes.
about who Tasya is, what Tasya is, where Tasya is?
How Tasya is.
Why?
Why Tasya is.
So the reason why I am why. Yeah. My name is Natasya Jazmeena and I do films
Yay!
and other things. Yeah.
So you wear quite a few hats.
Yes.
Do films. What does that
Yeah.
entail,
Okay.
Tasya?
So I mean if we go into detail, I usually write and direct. And then I also assistant direct like other directors and just help around on set and as much as.
Can I ask, which one is like your favorite role?
Directing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
It's like it's really funny. Like if I go to each role, there's like a certain person comes out.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I never like thought of this, but then I was like, if I actually think about the certain like roles, there's like specific like how I act is different.
There's like director
Like,
Tasya,
okay.
there's writer Tasya.
Yeah, and also what is going on mentally inside when I go through each role. Yeah,
That's professionalism, I feel.
we want to be like Tasya.
Oh my god, also Tasya is part of the For the Wanita podcast
yes.
team.
yes.
Very important.
Kalau at the end of the video to ipa credits my name. So
Please
amongst
stick
the
around
other
that
crew.
long, okay?
Oh, ada tu the other crew punya nama ada je tu yang tulong. Yeah. So
Do you want to share with the audience what exactly you do for this podcast?
okay, so basically like when we were hosting auditions for Bachrita and Shafi did mention to me he's always wanted to do like a women podcast and then I somewhat me and other crew like of course we were like looking at the possible outcomes and who could be ganala and then we were like oh they're great
So that means casting as well.
casting
You're
and then
Please help
just
choose us.
no I mean in terms of also like the topics I know you guys picked the topics but then like before I think I tried to give as much topics as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, she's part of the what's that called? Ideating team? Like
Concept. The conceptual.
Dude, these role names is difficult. It's so technical.
Yeah.
So
Oh
you
my
were
gosh.
saying that your favorite hat to wear is director.
Yeah,
Tasya.
directing. Because I feel like it's the most I wouldn't compare like in terms of how much creativity you put in it, but it's more like very physical, and then you can play around with it even more, and then you're interacting with like other people.
Oh, so
Yeah, that
you
part.
like bringing the characters alive on
Yes.
screen.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one more. And compared to like writing is a whole different spiral.
Beast.
Atu brobis macam for me, because I'm someone who cannot multitask, so I have to, if I want to finish a script, I have to lock myself in my room and be with my brain, and then I can finish it. Like literally the last time I did that, aku na mandi, aku na makan, guys. Like 3 hari ka aku na mandi.
Oh my god,
You gotta do what you have to do, right?
you're very honest on camera.
I love it. She's an
I'm gonna
artiste.
regret it later when it comes out. People are gonna be like, "Kau na mandi ka?"
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. That's how if the magic happens without mandi, then you have to let the magic happen.
Not even mandi itik.
Not even mandi.
You're
I sit there and stare at the screen,
Damn.
and that's considered writing also. Like just contemplating.
Did you makan?
No, I didn't eat either.
Oh my god, Tasha.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
because when you're in that space, your headspace you have no appetite to eat. Like, I mean, that's me, how I work. I have no appetite to eat. I just need to finish it. And it's a whole mental spiral. I felt like I was going crazy.
Really? Wait,
doing
what
it.
did you
I
write
can
exactly?
Sample.
Sample. Okay, that
It
was
was
multi-episode, wasn't it?
Multi-episodes. I
Yes.
felt like I was going crazy. Like, in my room yeah.
Was that your first time writing?
First time writing like a full series. Usually I write short films, but this one was like a series. So yeah.
Would you say that the director is your favorite hat? Would you say that in the space that you work is mostly a male dominated space? Is it mostly like male directors in Brunei?
For the first half of my career, yes. That was like my first hand in what the space was like. It was definitely male dominated. The only like woman that I see is if they're the talents. Or
I was thinking that, yeah.
talents or the hair and makeup lah. But in terms of like how many, like if you really want to like count, it's mostly male dominated. But then second half of my career, like after a few years, there's more like women inside the actual like production.
That's awesome.
And
Okay.
honestly, I'm so glad about that. There's more female directors, and there's many more. Like I didn't even know, and these are like really great like women. Like
In Brunei?
In Brunei.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I baru jumpa. So there's this one filmmaker that I recently like connected with, Tara Essa. Yeah, Tara Essa. Yeah,
I've never heard of that name.
She watches my stuff, and I didn't even know. She reached out to me, and she was like asking me because she wanted me to submit like a short film for this thing that she had to do for school, and she told me about Sampo. She was like, "I'm so nervous meeting." I'm like,
Oh my god.
You're a celebrity, Tasha.
I was like, I'm literally nobody.
No, but you've won awards.
Sample won awards, didn't it?
Yeah, I got nominated lah.
TIMECODES as well.
And yeah, they won. But I feel like it's just crazy to have that. People react to you like that. It's like, I don't know, it's weird to me. But she's a great person. And then when I met her, and I got to talk to her more, rupanya, she does do short films as well. I was like, wow, oh my goodness. Like, ada lah. Like, ada orang. And
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure it doesn't have to be directing in screen. There's also female directors who do like theater.
Yes,
female
true.
directors.
Yeah, that's true.
That's very true.
So I feel like I'm just lucky to have a platform to know, because they are really great. They're female directors. So yeah.
Actually, when you said that Tara, is that her name?
Tara.
When Tara was kind of like, I guess the word is fangirling, is that right?
Yeah, she was fangirling. Tapi
So
ako
cute.
Yeah, and your
this whole
reaction.
thing. No.
I have a similar story. So I went to Kelantan recently for like a conference, and then I gave the presentation. And I was the first one to go. I was super nervous. There were 2 Bruneians, including myself, and we each pair. Sorry, let me try to get this right. So each ASEAN country, there were 2 people, 2 delegates lah, and then they would be paired up with someone from the university there in Kelantan. And my, what do you call that? My buddy, they have a specific word, liaison. I don't know.
Okay.
She was super like supportive. She's like, "You can do it, Miss Akila. I believe in you."
Miss Akila.
Yeah, they called me Miss Akila.
So cute.
And I'm like, I'm literally just like maybe 4 or 5 years older than you. But I presented, right, and I was super nervous again. And then after that, I've had like a few girls like, "Hi, Miss Akila. Hi, Miss Akila." When I was there at the university, and I was like, so I went to my liaison, and I'm like, so I don't know, like why is everyone like saying hi? Is that like, I don't know, Kelantanese culture? And then she's like, "Oh no, it's because of your presentation."
Oh.
And I'm like, "Oh my god, that's so interesting."
That's so adorable.
And then I talked to my other Bruneian buddy, and she's like, "I think it's because they look up to you. Like, this is someone who looks like you, who looks like them, who spoke very fluently and brought themselves very professionally." And I thought that was such a weird, when you were cringing at like, "No, don't, I'm just me." That's literally how I felt. I called my husband, and I was explaining everything. And then I started crying.
Oh.
Like tears of sadness, because I genuinely did not know what these girls were looking at, sort of thing. But then I think like hearing you kind of put that experience of mine into perspective, like this is someone that Tara could look up to, and could rely on, sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know how to end this segment. It's really awkward now that the spotlight's on me.
It's really interesting though. Like, it's nice to have that experience. I think it sort of bleeds into like imposter syndrome sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
Because you're just out there, you're just doing.
Imposter syndrome?
Say again, sorry.
What is it? What is imposter syndrome?
It's like when you like you get accolades, you get like appreciation for the things that you have done, but you feel like you're not deserving of it. You're like, you feel like an imposter. Like people look up to you, or like they praise you for things that you have done. But for some reason you feel like, I don't deserve all these praises, all these compliments. But the hell, it's the things that you've done.
Would you say that you're fairly confident in your abilities?
No.
Oh really?
I don't want to even like say this because I keep saying it, but like, yeah,
to Shafi?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm not very confident with what I do. Like it's like I'm my number 1 hater. Like, like no confidence, and then also like everything I do has to be double of that. Like, so even though we've won awards and all that, that still doesn't like amount to like what my worth is. Yeah.
Do you have imposter syndrome?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Well, I shouldn't say that. That's not.
What?
That was an exaggeration.
You sounded so convincing.
Like, I have it a lot of the time.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to, like, I've had the same experiences. People coming up to me and they're like, "Oh my God, Zai, I love your music. your one song."
Your damn good song, all right.
Your one song. People still do that. Like, it's been what, 2 years, 3, 4 years. I don't remember how long it's been since I've released the single. If you don't know, I have a single.
It's called Hourglass.
But
it's on Spotify and on YouTube.
Thank you. People come up to me and they say that they like my song and that they're a fan, and sometimes like they want to take photos with me, and I'm thinking, well, I had one song. it was good. The people who worked on it, I say it's good because I worked with people that I really looked up to for the song. So I'm never gonna be like, oh, it was just a whatever song, because it was people I respected and people who I admired that worked on the song with me. But it's funny because if it was just me, if it was fully me that worked on the song, maybe I would be like, oh, it's just whatever. you know. But it's because there are people that I admired that who came together to work on this song with me. It wasn't just me. It was writers, producers, even the making of the music video. People that I genuinely, creatively, I admired. So I'm thinking, we did something, but and I'm proud of it, and I'm proud of what I put into it as well. But if it was just solely my work, I'd probably be a bit more like, it's whatever. It's a song. Everyone can release a song.
Okay. There's when I was listening to you, I remembered a quote. I think I've shared it with you. But basically, it's about how self-confidence is so different from self-esteem, where self-confidence is your belief in your abilities. Self-esteem is kind of like an acceptance of yourself, regardless of the mistakes that you've made or your flaws, but it just accepts you as a whole. I think the reason why I asked earlier whether you had imposter syndrome or whether you were fairly confident in your abilities is because I wanted to kind of like bring that up. Do you think that you have confidence but not self-esteem? Because that's how I feel. Or perhaps do you have neither? Or what's the situation with you guys?
I'm going to bring this up because I will forget if I don't bring it up.
Okay, no worries.
We'll come back to the question. I think it's related to the question. I saw this TikTok. Oh, of course, TikTok. I should try and sound more smart and say I read somewhere that.
Also, but you read it on TikTok.
You read it on TikTok.
You read it?
I read it on a website.
Called TikTok.
In an app.
In an app. Where this person was saying that confidence isn't really a feeling. It's an action.
It is.
It's doing something regardless of if you're scared. Remember, like, my life motto was like, do it scared. Like, the action of you doing it, regardless of your feelings about it, like you not feeling that you can actually do it, the act of actually doing it already signals confidence. Yeah. So it's not really like an innate feeling. It's just the action of doing
That's
something.
so interesting.
The question was if I had one or the other, or if I have
what's
both,
what's the situation with you with your confidence in yourself? And
I think that action inspires confidence. So regardless of how I feel in terms of if I'm confident or not, I will do it scared. And I will, as much as I can, like, try and push myself out of my comfort zone, because I think that will just become proof that I'm able to do a certain thing, and then that will just become data point for me to look back, and then those data points builds up my confidence. I also feel like with confidence, it's not like you can be confident in one thing and not confident in the other thing. Yeah. So it's really hard to say that, I am generally a confident person or I'm generally not a confident person, because in certain things I am very self-confident in, and in other things I'm like, there's no way I can probably do this. But
perhaps you can, if you take that action to inspire that confidence.
Yeah. I think the answer to if I have self-confidence is I definitely always try to achieve it.
It sounds like you have a belief in yourself already to just carry something out, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Yeah, because I feel like I've done enough hard things in the past for me to look back and think, I did this hard thing. So I definitely can at least attempt to do this hard thing. Whether or not I can achieve it, that's besides the point. Yeah. The confidence is in the action of attempting to do it, I think.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
That's so beautiful. That was so inspiring. I feel so inspired. Oh my god. What about you, Tasya?
What do you think, Tasya?
I mean, like, after that, that definitely is like a new perspective of seeing confidence. At first, usulnya macam aku nada either, tapi
Gen Z humor.
I super
very
appreciate.
low self-esteem.
I super appreciate your honesty on screen.
I'm still trying to work on it. I'm getting way better. Yeah, especially I think that does help when you said like you've done something that is quite hard, and then if there's another thing that happens, like, oh, I've done this thing, so I can attempt to do this thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was also something that I would apply to working. So I've accepted more projects because of the hardships of last projects, and I'm like, if I could do that project, then maybe I could do this project.
Yeah. That's a good mindset to have.
Yeah.
Can we? I'm sorry. I'm so inspired right now.
Suddenly, I want to build something.
Bob the Builder.
Can we fix it?
We can. Yeah.
I was saying when you said you don't have either, I was saying Gen Z humor. But enlighten us, how old are you, Tasya?
Actually, I don't know.
I think it's early 20s.
I'm old.
Okay. Tell us how old you are. If you want.
I'm 24.
Yeah.
You're 24.
Good.
25
She's not-
this year.
That's not old by any means,
Frontal
but it's also
lobe.
not very young, to be
Frontal
honest.
lobe macam mana tu?
Frontal lobe bukannya sudah develop kan?
Actually,
Usulnya, yeah.
Cuba buka.
Macam nada.
I think I've learned from TikTok also that frontal lobe develops around. Sorry, I learned from this very professional website that I browse occasionally that your frontal lobe fully develops when you're 25, but apparently it's a range. So it's not just like 25. You wake up one day, you're 25, and you're like, I've got the answers to life. It doesn't work that way. Apparently, it's a range between like mid 20s to even to your 30s.
Okay.
And someone told me that it's late. It develops a bit later for guys. Also, apparently, I don't quote me on that. Don't quote me.
Ada example.
It's funny that you mentioned that frontal lobes. I don't know. Like you
Start
you
developing.
What does it mean for it to develop? Like you wake up one day and you're like, like that.
Like you have like life realizations.
I had that recently
Yeah.
when I turned 28, which is literally like last week. Kaya ka?
Happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday
to you.
Thank you.
Happy
In the middle of the
birthday
podcast.
to
Okay.
you. Happy birthday,
to
Akila.
Happy birthday to you.
Yay!
Thank you.
My
Someone else's.
sandwich.
Oh, yours.
My sandwich. Anyways, yes. So you
So
woke
like,
up.
So I turned 28 and I had a very I guess existential 28. I had a cry at 10 a.m. Okay, it seems like the trend with me is that I cry a lot. It is true, I do cry a lot.
The rumors are true. She's a crybaby.
Many years of knowing me. And then I was explaining whatever to my husband because we were having breakfast together. And then I realized, I guess ever since that 28th birthday cry at 10 a.m., the world just looks different. Like I process things differently. Like the reality is so much more harsh than I thought it would be. But I feel like since my 28th birthday, I've also become, I don't know, maybe like in a nutshell, just a bit more wiser, like a bit more adult, I guess. Yeah.
I wonder if I'll have another one of those when I turn 28 as well. Because I mean, I don't feel like you stop growing, right?
Yeah,
you get wiser and wiser.
for sure.
Hopefully, you get more and more wise as you age.
One can hope. Hope for the best for everyone.
Yeah. Are you waiting for that day? Have you had like you woke up one day and you kind of see the world a little bit differently? It sounds very dramatic, but
Yeah.
I swear it was
literally
experience.
reality. Yeah.
I have not, but I do find patterns changing.
What do you mean? Sorry.
Like, okay, this is a theory. I used to drink iced coffee, but now I order all my coffees hot. Wait, I don't know.
I
I don't know if that.
know what you mean.
Tapi recently, like this past few months, like few months ago, like I started saying like coffee hot. I'm like, and then I start to enjoy it more.
The
Tapi I
person,
don't know if that has anything to do with like.
I think you're she's just saying her preferences
Have changed.
have changed.
Mm.
But I think it is. I've had that happen before where I'm like, wait, I used to not like certain thing, but now I like it, and it's part of growing up. I know, but it's also kind of weird when like your whole life you've been into one thing, and then suddenly it starts changing a little bit. But have you guys heard that who I am 7 years from now, every single cell in my body would be completely
I've
different than the cells in my body today?
I've heard about that.
How? What is so Kira 7 years ago?
So every 7 years. So like at 7, at 14,
like they're constantly, I think,
because your body keeps regenerating cells,
Yeah.
right?
So
at one point, you are a completely, I guess, new person because your cells have completely turned over.
wow.
that's
Yeah.
pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So by logic, 7, 14, what's after 14? 21? Then 20. 28.
it made sense.
It made sense.
Wow.
I don't know, like the nitty gritty science of it.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
something like that, like what you
I've
explained.
heard that too.
and it's kind of makes you feel a little more optimistic. Like you are not the same person you were years ago, and you always have chance to sort of be reborn or like reinvent
Damn.
yourself. And I think it's a beautiful thing that you're open to having your preferences be changed, because imagine if you turn your preferences into an identity and you are so sort of bana you hold on to that identity and you're not letting yourself evolve as a person. That's such a waste, because part of growing up to me is finding out what kind of person I am, and like with all the changes, it's like every year I get a chance to get to know myself again, all over again, because maybe I have like changes in preferences.
I want to just also like kind of zoom in. Like you get to do that every single day.
That's true.
Actually, like you wake up and you're you're allowed another day, that sort of thing, and you're allowed to take even this moment anew. I have tried becoming more present with myself, because I'm always the type young plan 5 years, 10 years ahead. What if this happens, or what if this happens, as a way to like control the future. But again, nobody really has control over the future. You can only control yourself now. So I've tried to really just be present and be like, okay, if I didn't like what I did maybe 2 actions ago or like an hour back, well, this is a chance to do anew, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Do you do that, Tasya? Do you have like 5-year plans, 10-year plans? No judgment whether or not you do.
I used to, tapi I usually don't do that. It scares me. Like I usually plan maybe like a week ahead and then go from there. Yeah, it just like scares me, like what happens in 5 years, or like
The future
what do
scares
I
me.
want,
The future
you
is
know?
scary. Yeah.
And then it gets into like a really dark hole.
Does change scare you?
Yeah, I'm a very fixed person. Because of the career that I have to get used to like a lot of change. So I'm kind of way more better at it than before. Yeah.
Actually, can I ask, how did you get into filmmaking?
I went to film school. Yeah.
Oh,
Mahakarya.
dude, that's so interesting.
Yeah. Like growing up, yes, I love film. Like growing up, films was like one of my favorite things, like watching films. And that was like a percentage of like what I have in my head. Like it's just watching films, watching everything, entertainment and all that. But then only when I graduated like O levels, I didn't have anything to do. I was like, what am I interested in? I wanted to be an actor, I wanted to be a performer. And then after that, like Mahakarya opened, and then
Baru-baru.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, and I'm also like, just to shout out, I look up to Daniel my brother.
Oh.
Dan juga.
At.
Yeah, like we grew up together watching films.
Oh.
So of course, like we would make our little movies as kids, like dulu.
That's so cute.
It's always me going like, what does he do next? And then I follow him.
Oh, that's so adorable.
So like watching him work hard to be where he is now, of course, is very inspiring. And then he's always like my biggest mentor and encouraging me to like, oh, you should try out Makarya. Like you should do it. And then I was like, okay, even though I wanted to act, because I thought they had an acting. Somehow I thought they had an acting course because Mahakarya Institute of the Arts. So I was like, acting na ako mau. Sekali rupanya it's like behind the scenes, which I still appreciate what they do. I learned a lot. Came out a different person, and then from there I just started going through filming
Production companies.
Yeah, the thing about like the film industry, it's all about connections, sadly, or like, you know, it's really about connections. Like, oh, I know si ano yang ne. Ya, kami cari orang yang pandai buat this one, and then si ano tu aku tahu, and then like it's really, that's how I guess I made my way also, just by joining multiple productions until today. Yeah.
Do you find that it's easier to network in Brunei because the film industry, I assume, is quite small?
Yes, I think so, because it's so small. Definitely easier because if you have a really good background, and if that person, because everyone knows everyone, so for sure they're like, si ano ka na? Yeah, Adi dan juga ka. Oh, bagus.
Damn.
Dude, you know, I didn't know that you guys were siblings.
Oh, you didn't?
When I met, like, I think like our third episode kali, barata, I'm like, oh.
As in like for the Wanita? Third episode of the
I mean,
Wanita?
like third shooting or second shooting. I didn't know lah. And then you guys were mentioning it casually. And I just, instead of being like, wow, I was like, diam. Oh. Did everybody know this? I don't know. Was I supposed to know? That's interesting.
I mean, it's easier in Brunei, but when I recently like went out of Brunei with Shafi, we tried networking outside as well. I don't know if it's like an Asian ASEAN thing, but like it was quite okay also, like networking outside there. They're very, you know, so I don't know yet.
I think, you know, you guys both are in the creative industry, right? And you have been for a while. I don't think I am. Like in my career,
You've taken up gigs.
Career. I've taken up gigs, but I'm not really in the creative scene. And I feel like people who aren't in the industry or in the scene, I don't know what you want to call it, they don't know much about what goes in there. And I think it probably looks a bit impenetrable for people who are outside. But then once you find a way in somehow, it's much easier to like float around and like network and mingle with all the different sections within the scene itself. So I don't know, like I feel like not all of our audience is going to be part of the creative scene. So this is probably something that they don't really think about or they're not really exposed to until they watch this episode. It's really interesting, like for me, like from the outside looking in, because I'm not completely on the outside, but I'm definitely not inside. I'm like halfway. So it's really interesting to, especially in the film industry, like I don't know anything about.
You've acted in a few ads. Yeah. When we were in uni together, you did a few stage things.
You've acted in.
I started acting when I was 14.
Wow.
But I don't have that muscle in me anymore, I think. I think I've outgrown it. Why? I've lost it.
Why?
Sorry?
Why?
I'm just out of practice, really. Because it's not something young. Okay, here's a script. I need you to act in front of a camera. It's a lot like, okay, here's a script. Here's my character. What is my character thinking in this moment? Why is my character saying this? And then it's a lot of like, I guess like internal monologuing, or reasoning behind someone else's, well, literally someone else that you are bringing to life. And then it's also like, okay, well, she would probably act like this, or she would walk like this. It's a muscle. It's just a muscle. It's a skill that I've lost, I think. Or if I am given an opportunity in the future, it will be a while for me to
Get back into it.
get back into it, I think. Especially if it's like with my whole body.
But I think you still have some muscle memory in there. It'll probably just get a bit warming up
Yeah.
to, take a bit warming up to. But the stuff I've seen you, like when I have seen you in action, you were amazing. You were
you so
always
much.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's
I
really
do miss
sweet.
actor feeling.
Thank you.
You're so good at it.
I was gonna say I miss acting quite a bit.
Did you get an opportunity? Because I know you said you wanted to try it. with
Yeah, I was
Mahakarya.
I was taken aback actually when you said you wanted to try acting.
No, hindi pa na. Like, maybe for like ads, chum, as an extra chum. Sekali, okay, Tasya, don't look at the camera. Sekali, if I do something, okay, your line was literally bye-bye.
What does that sound like, Dan?
Yeah. I've never really tried like macam what you said, like you have to like go deeper into the character and then like think about why they, why they think like that.
The motivations behind.
Yeah, I've never.
But you do it in writing.
Yeah.
right?
I do it in
Okay.
writing. I was writing it,
My goodness.
and I think I wanted like a really powerful actress who could actually delve into that character, because it's not a clear surface. There's things underneath like this character that I feel like is very only a particular actress can do and understand. So
And you had Kila in mind. Oh,
I had
my
Kila
God.
in mind.
Another girl got casted, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure she was great in the role. I didn't. I
Yeah, no,
haven't
Nabila
seen it. I'm
Nabila
sorry.
Hamid played that role. She's absolutely amazing.
She won Best Actress. Wow.
One best.
I genuinely think that Nabila is one of my favorite. Whenever I watch her, I'm absolutely mesmerized.
She is really like watching her work. Macam okay, like wow. Do
She's
I
really
even
meticulous.
Have to, yeah. And then she came to me like I think during rehearsals. Compared to the other actors, which are great as well that I worked with, but she specifically asked me questions like, okay, I want to ask you about this scene, this dialogue. Why?
That's Nabila.
Yeah. Why? Is there a reason why I do this and that? I'm like, I did not prepare for that. I was like,
Pop quiz.
yeah, and I was like, because she wants to, like, and then like I know I went deeper, but she went even deeper, like very specific, like, meticulous, which I appreciate also having to work with, like, so I don't have to think, I don't have to worry, because I can trust her,
Yeah.
and trust them, yeah.
But I've worked with Nabila before. Before I went to do my master's in the UK, I worked with her because she was literally my co-lead. Yeah, she's my co-lead in a theater play. It's called Tomorrow the Sun Sets.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you
Shout
like
out.
it?
I watched it.
Oh, you were there.
I was there. Like,
Were you there?
Yeah. I was
No, you
I
were
was
in
training.
Canada.
I was in Canada.
it was
I missed
insane,
it.
you guys. Like, I think that was the first. Was it considered theater?
Yes.
Okay, theater performance where it's not a musical. It's like it's a serious like play.
Yeah.
It's a play. Yeah, and it was like so amazing. Like for
Oh my
me,
gosh.
Dude.
their performance. Macam what? Manaos ka dorang.
Okay. I didn't get to watch it because I was abroad, but it was 3 of my bestest friends in the
Yeah.
world. So I was gutted. I couldn't watch it. So petition for everyone to get together, film it, either do a re-showing of it. I don't know what it's called. What's it called?
Yeah, you can just call it reshowing.
A re-showing so I can go, or record it and release it.
247 Studios. That's you.
Yeah, wasn't it recorded?
We did record it, but it hasn't been edited.
Ah.
CTRL, that's you.
Please
Edit it
release.
right now.
I need to watch my best friends make magic.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much
Really
for
amazing.
thinking so
And
highly.
the message behind it. I mean, like, I'm not someone who understands things easily. Tapi with how you guys performed it and the way that you guys did it, made it easier for me to understand. And like, I think the messages behind it was like very, like, damn, like it hit me. And then to the point where I think after like a week, I still look at sunsets and go like, ooh, I wanna cry. Yeah, so
Shout out to Mei Cho, who was the writer for that amazing
Yes.
piece.
Micho is an amazing writer.
like
Shout out.
on her. I think she should write more.
She
Micho,
should.
you should write more.
Mei Cho, you should write
Yeah,
more.
I want to see more of what she can.
Micho, we want to see more of your writing.
Hey, are you interested in acting? New of Actors Community is a platform that showcases local actors' portfolio and can help you get discovered. So, if you're looking for actors, whether you're a film company or a film student, you can find your actors here. For more information, visit our page on Instagram where you can register for free just by clicking the link in our bio. Fill in the form and prepare the photos needed. Hope to see you on the big screen.
So Tasya, you mentioned earlier that you are an introvert, and I know that in your early 20s, friendship is such a big topic that I guess is a big part of your life. How do you maintain the friendships that you have, or like what's the situation around friends? Do you have quite a lot? Do you have also, I'm also interested to know, like, do you have more female, more male? Is it a good mix?
So the female friendships that I have now that I'm still friends with actually came from school. Yeah. But,
Film school.
Like school. Like
Such
high
sekolah
school.
menengah.
Yeah, sekolah menengah.
Wow.
Yeah, ada yang primary lah, but
Wow.
yeah. Tapi the ones that are recurring is from high school. Yeah, but the new friendships that I made are mostly work friends, like where I met on set for like work lah chata. Tapi I have more, like if it's a friend, then it's more to women. I have more women friends than actual, like that has nothing to do with my work. Then it's like women friends. And for work friends, I mean, I guess, yeah, guys.
It's a mix. Mostly guys.
Mostly guys.
Because mostly it's a male-dominated industry.
Yeah, so the people I know after, yeah. But I like to keep it a balance of like, yeah.
How many years have you been out of school? Sorry, I don't think we've
What kind
asked you that.
of, which school?
Any last school that you...
I graduated 2016.
Oh gosh.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
20. That's almost.
I know that it's what's
6
that?
years?
8.
Nope.
8 years. 8
8
years.
years.
My love.
Oh my god.
Oh
What?
no.
It feels like, oh, I'm getting old. I
You
feel
know-
so old.
You are not. Stop.
Sorry. Wait, 8 years?
Akila is offended. Look at her face.
Hey.
You know, when I turned 28 and I was explaining to my husband how I felt, he was like, "Wait until you turn 34." And then he's like, "Right, that's my age, right? 34." And I'm like,
He's so funny.
"Yes."
He's so silly.
I'm sorry, I cut you off today. It's been 8
8 years.
Oh yeah, it's been 8 years.
I think we've gone through this as well. Once you get out of school, it's much harder to make new friends. And I think when you get into work, it's harder to maintain the existing friendships that you have as well. Do you find that it's been hard to make new friends outside of school now? Do you have new friends outside of work friends?
Yes, I
Yeah?
do.
Oh,
Yeah, I do.
How do you meet them? I think that's a real question that I think people...
Yeah, so I think mutual kale. Yeah, mutual. Like my friend is friends with this, and then their friends would then like have a gathering, and I'd be like, "Oh, what's your name?" And then mutuals and like gatherings, like dinner parties, and then that's where I meet other people.
Dude, I wish people held more dinner parties. I wish we had more of those like gatherings where you can meet friends of other friends, because I don't get a lot of opportunities to make friends who are like from mutuals, you know? Like I also find it hard to make friends outside of work, and like new friends outside of work.
Could it be also like depending on what kind of friends that you
Yeah.
have? I see. So it's
I'm so sorry, Zai. I don't organize dinner parties because I don't want to.
Hari Raya.
Hari Raya Banarjah.
Fair point. Tapi I say that I'm not complaining, but sometimes like when I go Hari Raya, I'm just like I'm with your husband. I'm like, hey, let's just get out of the crowd. I'm like,
Which they did, by the way.
You wanna go talk outside? Like banyak orang ah. No, I just feel like if everybody did that, because I know it's common complaint for people in their 20s, people outside of school. How do you make new friends when you're not in school? And I think gatherings and like through mutuals is the best way to do that. But you know, you also have people like Kila who doesn't want to do dinner parties.
Honestly, we really could, because my husband's friends are different from like my friends.
Yes.
But
Gatekeeper.
I'm not. I just don't want to.
It's not all
Massive introvert.
She's not my only friend. I have other friends. Yeah.
Well done saving yourself.
How do you maintain friendships from high school from 8 years ago?
Okay,
how
so
do you find
Not
that?
even like primary school, you know.
Oh, primary school.
Yeah.
full.
Ada also,
Aduh.
yeah. But the main one saja now is from like sekolah menengah lah, like year 7. Usually, okay, of course, like from then there has to be like a downside to it, and I don't know, for me and like our friend cycle, it's like I think we had a fall off like 2018. Yeah, 2018.
She remembers
because
the fact that she remembers the year means it was a big.
it was a big thing.
event.
It was a big thing because everyone was doing their own thing. This is after graduating O levels. Everyone was doing their own thing, A levels, and they've made other friends in those schools because everyone's separated, right?
Yeah.
We tried to keep that friendship with like group chats and all that, but then you realize like it's less text, and then their availabilities pun macam aku na dapat ane and then si ane na dapat ane. So of course there's gonna be a downfall to long friendships, but I think that time we were still young and we didn't understand that it's okay to not constantly be in communication with each other to keep that friendship, but we did not know that, so we were just like aku nak match up sama ni lagi nya pasal they don't have time for me, they don't have time for this one, you know. But then we didn't understand that they had to do those things. Like as a good friend, you should let them do their own thing.
Yeah, you
and
give them
their-
the space.
yeah, give them the space that they need because it's their future. They're not going to rely on your friendship like 24/7.
Yeah.
Like they have to have their own careers
That's
and all
true.
that, and in the future like their own families, you know. So I think you have to kind of understand one another and trust one another. Trust is very important as well, to maintain that. And we went through so many ups and downs to, you know, get where we're at. It's that group lah, like that stuck together, and then like it's either half of them like went off, the other stayed, and then it's like very confusing.
Do you mean like there are like moments where some of you are closer than like with
Yeah,
others?
actually,
Macam,
after the stage of like the education thing, there's also the thing where some of them are closer to each other, and that was also another thing. Was like, what? Who hang out with who? Macam without
Oh, really?
me, they didn't even ask me. Like, I know I wouldn't want to go, but like at least ask. Like at least have the decency of asking. So
honestly, that's such a natural. It's so natural.
kan, it's
Yeah.
always like, you know,
It's natural.
Cuba lah IG story-nya. Siapa jalan sama siapa? And then like, oh yeah, but that was like so long ago, I think. And I think I went through a point where I'm like, okay, they went out. I'm gonna see them in the next like few weeks maybe, and I don't care anymore. Like it's fine if they want to go out, but like, kita jalan. Like, you know, it's fine to have friends who are closer, you know, because you know if you do want to go out with them, then you plan something with them if you want to go, you know.
What an interesting like perspective, because my friend groups tend to be small, like never really exceeding like 4 people. Yeah, but I guess that is something that you guys would happen in like really large groups.
But even in our friend group, like we are in a 4 people friend group. Quartet. Sometimes certain people are closer to each other within the group. Even if just for like short periods of time. Like maybe I'd see you more often than I'd see the rest of them just for a short period of time. And it's kind of always evolving.
I think because I don't know, because like being married also kind of like affects it, because ever since I got married, I'm just like a total homebody. I don't really want to go out, and stuff like a hangout would have to be planned
In
at
advance.
least a week in advance,
Yes.
if not 2 weeks. Like when as someone who is married and looking at you hang out with someone else in our quartet, maybe just 2 of you, maybe just 3 of you, I'm like, oh, that's really cute. I hope they had a good time. Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I guess so, like a mom. Yeah.
But that's Tasya doesn't feel that way anymore, right? You've
Yeah.
outgrown that sort of.
I'm totally okay if they want to go out.
That's
Even
pretty
like
cool.
when because they know what I do for work. They
Ay.
understand like shooting lagi and then berapa jam tu sampai subuh ka pa. And then so they understand what I do as well, and they understand if I can't make it. So they're like, it's fine if you can't make it, but then they always want to include me. So I would be like, honestly guys, like enjoy yourself. I will catch up with you guys when I can.
That's a really nice, mature
Yeah.
way of thinking.
Yeah.
And same goes to you, Akila. But I think it also comes down to the fact that you know that we're not excluding you on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we'll be like, hey, miss you. Want to come hang out? And you're like, no. We're like,
It's not like
okay.
that, by the way.
I'm
It's
just
like,
dramatizing it.
Are you at Akila Ali? Are you available?
You're like, no, I have to do this.
I'm so sorry.
I'm like, dude, she's out saving the world every day.
I'm watching
me-
anime at home.
Me and the other friend is like, hey, want to get coffee? Yeah, let's go do it.
yeah.
So I think that it comes with that as well. Like, you probably don't feel left out because they're definitely not leaving you out on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have acknowledged
Yeah, they've
your
acknowledged.
your I don't know what it is, tumultuous job, your
Yeah.
busy
Even
haphazard
if like I
schedule.
didn't know they were going on, I saw them like, hey, I was like, okay, they're hanging
Yeah.
out. It's fine. It's cool. Like,
Dude, I guess it's just assurance. Like,
Mm,
it's what you need to keep
not
the
feel
friendship.
FOMO.
Yeah, not feel
Yeah.
FOMO. Like, the trust, like you said, the trust in
Trust.
knowing that it's not that they're leaving you out on purpose. The trust that you know that they like having you around and they want to have you around. I think if you have that, it's much easier to not feel FOMO and then not feel much I'm jealous. You're like, oh, they're
Yeah.
closer than I am. Dude. That's the secret. I solved it.
The clinking glass.
communication.
But how's it, Tasha? It wasn't even a question. Tasha was like, "This is my experience. This is what I think is important." And I'm like, "Wow, I figured that." Thank you, Tasha, for sharing. Honestly,
Yeah. I know lah, but also like you guys heard of that thing, right? Like, using personality A with friend group B.
I've not heard of this
I've not-
thing.
what is
Please
this?
enlighten us.
So basically, it's like if you're hanging out with group A, you're using personality A, which is So you don't use personality B, which is
Yes.
that group.
I get it. I get it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can think of a few friend groups.
Yes.
Which is why it's weird to mix even two friend groups for a hangout because they both have different like.
What happens during like Raya then for you?
Raya, for me, they're
You
like
have shifts.
okay, that was during COVID when they have shifts. Like I'm inviting this group here and then this group, but when it used to be like whole, they separate themselves in their own like little sections. And
Okay.
I, as a host, like go okay, yeah,
Personality
personality,
A.
yeah, and then I move to this
Personality A.
personality A, and then macam tu.
Honestly, when my last Raya, I think it was last year, I had a few groups come at once because I was like, I think my friends will. I think I'm lucky enough that a lot of my friend groups I feel are quite similar. So I just invited everyone all at once, and then they kind of got to know each other and kept each other entertained. So I think that was really cool. But I do have an example in mind where I would have personality B for friend group B, and I don't think they'd probably mix very well. I can feel that. I can see that happening with maybe my high school friends, just because I was a different person then. So then the friends that I have made when I was in uni or maybe at work are very different sort of people than potentially friends I made in high school.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah?
Yeah, especially because like during high school you're a much younger person, had a lot of like stuff that wasn't unpacked yet.
And you've grown as a person. And then I think it's lucky that you have a group of friends that you've been able to grow with instead of like grow apart from.
Honestly, I feel like they watched me go through so many cycles because I feel like who I was in high school was a completely different person. Guys, I was an extrovert.
Really?
What?
Like I joined theater club. I performed.
So you have acted.
I was in a drama club.
You have acted.
But theater was like very artsy, and then like joined choir, did singing, performance.
so sorry.
I sang
Sings.
on
Are you alto?
stage.
Dude.
Yes, alto.
Dude.
Oh my god, there's so much talent. Yeah.
Uy, see?
Join the band.
Multifaceted. Join a band?
For real?
Can I be in the
No,
band?
I wish I was in a band.
I want to be in the band.
I play instruments, but I'm not in a band. Yeah.
Dude, I've always
Guitar.
wanted. It's in my bucket list.
Guitar.
Play guitar?
To be in a
Oh,
band.
to be in a band.
Do you want to start a band?
Guitar, ukulele, drums.
Kili can make.
I
can
can-
play instrument? Question mark. I cannot. That's why I want to be in a band
No.
with people who can play
I
instruments.
know only like 5 chords on the ukulele.
We can be
Which
in
is
2
enough.
different bands.
Which is enough.
I don't think I want a ukulele.
Band.
I want to play.
Imagine the energy. Yeah, let's go then.
Sorry, I've got a follow-up question that may seem very like tangenting, but is your mom similar to you?
She is way different than me. She is such an extrovert. She's a Leo. I don't know if that like relates to it.
does. I
And
understand.
she loves making friends. She can make friends with anyone. When I tell you anyone,
I love that.
literally like an animal or like a tree or
Buaya.
literally buaya. Si Delilah, dito ya, bukawan sama ya.
Delilah.
They're Instagram friends.
For reals? Are they
I
Instagram
don't,
friends?
I don't know her
I
mother.
Oh, okay.
But she legit can make friends with anyone. Like you guys, she loves making friends.
Oh, I love
she's a
that.
professional. Like I don't know. She knows how to talk to people.
She's a professional yapper.
Yes,
She's a social
Social.
butterfly.
Yes, she likes to make friends. Yeah. Even like orang tutua pa ni, you know. And then even my work friends, kalau datang set accent niya, oh kamu sini rupanya. Padahal kan melihat tu. Yeah. So it's funny that she's like that, and
You're not.
yeah, I can't.
But you said you were an extrovert.
I
So do you
I
think
was.
like you maybe
I think no. I think I was at because I was influenced by like films and everything.
Ah.
Yeah.
So now you've sort of found
you
you're
the
and like you're
essence of
closer
Tasya?
to your true self,
Yeah.
I guess. That's cool.
But yeah.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy
I'm-
for you.
I'm trying to imagine your mom watching this and what her reaction would be like.
Di komen niya tu. Karang niya komen tu niya. Oh really? Ako. Okay.
I would love to meet your
Love you,
mom.
mom.
She sounds like a cool person.
Does she want to be on the podcast?
She's been asking.
Wait, what?
She wants to be on the
She wants
podcast.
to be on a podcast.
What does she want to talk about?
She always bring up, adak boleh anu kanya aku masuknya. Aku ucap aku jadi life as single mother macam tu.
Oh, that's actually a really good topic,
Yeah.
dude. Actually,
Wait,
actually,
that'd be
She always
Okay.
wants to know.
Okay.
good to know.
we'll
We'll write it down
Honestly,
somewhere.
yeah.
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 Thank you for bringing that up.
Why didn't you bring that up before?
What you guys want? Also, it's my
Honestly, we
mom.
also don't know what we want. We're just like, sure, let's have
That
them
sounds
on
good.
board.
We're still trying to. I think we're still trying to grow with the podcast as
Yeah.
well, letting it like take the shape that it wants to
Yeah.
be.
Maybe we can like ask you, because you said earlier that your mom was, well, a single mother raising 2 kids, 2 of you, right? How was that like on your side?
It was very interesting. It's more of like I don't know how to describe it because we were so young when it happened, and we've grown up used to it, just having a single parent. But it's mostly very like she is also a mom and a dad, so she's also doing dad stuff. Like she's bringing cars to workshop, she's fixing this, she's very independent. You know, even like pushing me and Daniel to do what we want. Growing up, yeah, she's very open. That's the thing. Like I think it's because she knows that we're very different in terms of what career paths we want, but she's trying to be as like supportive. But yeah, as a single mother, she worked very hard, yeah, so that me and Daniel could have the life that we want. Yeah. Excuse me.
I attended Dan's wedding, and I was really shocked at the surprise performance, which was Tasya and her mom and someone else like dancing.
Bats. It was
And
bats.
It was bats. And they were dancing for the newly wedded couple.
Oh my god,
How-
what kind of
It
dance?
was Mamma Mia.
It was Mamma Mia. It was
I
okay.
love that.
You know the dance that Meryl Streep did for her daughter, young Super Trooper. Her and her friends did
I don't
in Mamma Mia.
remember.
Okay, if you watch Mamma Mia, there's a scene that Meryl
Spoiler
Streep.
alert.
Yeah, Meryl Streep does a performance for
A movie that's
for
been out for 2
Amanda.
decades.
Yeah. So we thought like, oh, Daniel's getting married. Why not like do the same performance that for?
Oh my
'cause,
god.
Like I'm not planning on getting married, so don't wait for me. Like let's do it for Daniel. It'll be really funny.
It was a surprise dance, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a surprise dance. Yeah.
It was really cute.
Oh my god.
It was so funny.
Is that on YouTube?
No. I actually don't know if anyone recorded it.
I'm pretty sure there were like a few recordings. I saw a
Yeah.
few phones out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when number one, because like your mom was a ghost she played as a ghost
Yeah.
in one of Dan's series.
Operation Hantu.
Operation
What?
Hantu.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I found out it was their mom, I was like, wow, she's so supporting, so open.
I love how you said it, like supporting, and I'm like supporting, supporting your mom.
Yeah. and then when I saw her dance Mamma Mia, I'm like, she's that type of mom. What a cool mom.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And she's gonna comment. She's gonna be like, yeah, that's me. I am a cool mom.
Yeah. You know what? She's actually climbing Kota Kinabalu right now.
Wait, really?
Yeah, she's not.
Holy crap.
Dude, we would love to
She's
have your
climbing a
mom on the
mountain
show.
right now.
Should we have the show at Kota Kinabalu? Like
For
on
the
mountain.
Wanita Kota Kinabalu
Atas
edition.
the mountain.
At the mountain with your mom.
I'm curious because you told us that you have this very long-term friendship with such a big friendship group. I'm curious to know if a relationship has ever gotten in the way of this friendship. Like it doesn't have to be yours. Like maybe if you're happy to share, of course.
What's funny is that like none of us have ever been in a Okay.
Well, that made it convenient.
Very simple answer.
No. I mean, like most of us haven't gone to a relationship, and I think only this year ada orang macam baru ada relationship lah.
that's
And
really
then I think another person, But either way, in general, when they do get in a relationship, it doesn't really drive the friendship away because we're like, kaya bila kami jumpa si anuan ni. Macam we wanna know like.
Oh, you sound like aunties.
How supportive the
Like,
babu.
we wanna
Abanay.
know like who you're seeing. Kami mo tahu jo kan kalau orang ni baik kinda.
Sweet.
So that's how we like with relationships. I think like we're very open, and then of course if we really don't like that person, we will say it lah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better to say because like, come on, like trust us. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far na pulang. I'm happy that they found someone. I'm so happy.
The way she said that, macam-
like
They finally found someone.
yeah,
Like, dude, nasib.
someone that sayang you. Nanti kawin na, jangan lupa invite.
Yes,
you
of
know.
course.
Yeah, so okay lah. Yeah,
It is. That is a risky that
Yeah.
not everybody gets to have. Also, finding someone.
I'm also curious. Just to bring the conversation maybe like a tiny bit backwards, tiny bit back. Going back to what you said about, or what we talked about, how we, I guess, hope to wake up one day and we're like, yep, I'm a new person.
I understood. I understand the world.
I mentioned that mine was at like 28, or rather, that was the most reality checking moment at 28. How old were you when that happened?
I thought it happened when I was 18,
Damn.
but then like maybe not towards like as a whole like wake up call, because maybe I'm still gonna go through that in later on.
Yeah.
But like always felt like 18 was where it's
turning
at.
point?
Yeah, the turning point. Because then I was like, what am I doing? What do I really want? And
Is 18 when you also finished O levels? Cannabis.
No, I finished at 16. 18 was when my friends were doing their A levels. Yeah. So I was alone, and watching them like do their own thing. I was like, what am I doing? And I'm already like, I'm already 18. I should be getting my license, you know. And I feel like that was a wake-up call. There's no more playing games. Like, stop watching those films and start doing something maybe about it. Yeah.
Maybe instead of watching them, I'll start making them.
So I think
cool.
18 was always a turning point lah. Not just in terms of career, in terms of like me as a person. I don't know why suddenly when I woke up like at 18 that year, the entire year, I was like, oh, cringy ako ni. Like I felt like I was cringing at myself for
My
like
God.
dressing a certain way and then having my hair a certain way. Cause
In the past, like cringing your past self.
Yeah, and also that current year, like 18. Yeah, so embarrassing.
Hey, we all have that. We all have that. I think it's harder for people now to get away with it because social media, TikTok. But I mean, mine is on Facebook, Friendster. I'm that old.
Oh my God,
Friendster. I deleted Friendster. But I had Friendster. Yeah, like if my Friendster still existed, there was this feature on the profile on the right side where it says featured friends, and you get to pick which one of your friends you want to feature. And I don't know why.
Well, you okay?
Six people, 6 friends you can feature, and then some people were so cool. They only featured like their boyfriend or girlfriend at the time. And then some people would feature like their most popular friend.
My gosh.
To be like, I know this person. I'm just saying, we all had a lot of cringy moments. Maybe me more than a lot of people.
No, I'm pretty sure everybody has like a good amount that they just don't want out there in public.
On Facebook, there was a moment where you did like photo grids.
Oh my God.
Oh yes,
I'm ashamed to say that I did that. You know when you
I did that
with the heart thing with the
Yang
Oh, the
collage.
one yang
They're
Yang
so
cematukan.
cringe. You did. How do you know? You did that as well.
I'm 24. Yeah, I had Facebook.
You had Facebook.
Yeah, I had Facebook.
Oh dear.
I'm sorry, that shocked me.
I had Facebook.
to the next
Mopok.
world.
Yeah.
Oh my
so-
God.
Gen Z had Facebook.
Yeah.
You are Gen Z.
I am Yeah,
You
I
are
am
the start of
I am
Gen Z.
I'm Gen Z. Did you guys have Plurk?
No.
Plurk.
What's a plurk?
Never mind. I'm so sorry.
Are you gaslighting us?
No, it's a thing. You would collect points, and they were called karma. So the more you would
Like in Reddit?
tweet and like,
Oh yeah, like in Reddit.
oh,
Not that I'm on Reddit.
anyways, dude, I went into a tangent. We're talking about cringy Tasya.
No, that was not the topic. The topic was finding yourself. bukan.
Just joking. Tasya.
Jangan search namaku on Facebook, please.
That was the one thing I chose to focus on. I chose to focus on cringy Tasya.
Sorry, okay.
Finding yourself.
Yes.
For you, it was 18.
Yeah, I think so.
For Kili, did you have a...
Prior to 28.
I want to ask you this question, but I've known Kili for I think 10 years now. Have I known you for
No
10 years
way.
now?
For reals?
Maybe almost.
2014?
Definitely somewhere there.
2015.
2015.
Damn, 9 years.
Almost 10 years. And I've definitely been through... I say this all the time. I feel like I've been through a lot of your rebirths.
Yeah, I'm the type of person that tries to I don't know, my husband says I grow up too fast. And I think that's true because I try to I guess continuously improve myself or elevate myself to I don't know, I don't know what it is. Like, am I just a workaholic? Maybe.
Do you feel like you're stuck in that self-improvement space? Do you feel like?
I think yes, but it's like more healthy now. Back then
I
it
can
was
see that actually. Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember
I think-
talking about it.
I think back then it was just because I knew of something that I needed to improve in order to get to a particular place, this image of me that I had. But now I don't necessarily have an image. It's just, oh, okay, well that's unhealthy for you, girl. Let's try to work on that. And then it's a lot of like, husband, I have this, and he's like, I know. I know. We've talked about this multiple times. I'm like, oh, have I? Yeah, I'm very hyper aware, painfully hyper aware. But I think it's gotten much healthier ever since I turned to Islam, really.
Mm.
Yeah, but that's a topic for another day, I think.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. What about you, Zai? Did you have like a wake-up call of sorts?
The biggest one was when I turned 25. But I definitely feel like within the span of like a year when in my 20s, I feel like I'm not the same person as I was when I was 25 maybe. And then when I was 25, I wasn't the same person as I was at 23. And at 23, I was a completely different person than when I was at 18. But I don't say that in a way like I look at my past self and think, oh, you were embarrassing. Well, I probably was. But I also am thankful of my past self.
Appreciative of what happened.
Yeah, and I look at my past self and I think, you did the best you could with what you knew at the time, and I'm very grateful of the person I used to be, even though I was far from perfect, and I'm far from perfect now. I wouldn't look at my past self and think and like sort of vilify her. I wouldn't like ridicule her.
Yeah.
I'm proud of her, and she got me to where I am now.
I think that's actually fantastic advice, even for like friend groups or friendships that you've had for such a long time. Everybody was young at one point. I mean, they still are. They're still trying to figure out themselves. Because I have one friend in mind. We used to fight a lot to a point where we didn't talk to each other for maybe 2 to 3 years. But then we reconnected. We talked about it, and we're like, "I'm actually so proud of you." It was a really emotional conversation, and now we're I would say that she's my best friend. And I know that she would call me the same. But again, like back to what you said, we're not the type of friends who are constantly texting each other. We're always texting, hey, this reminded me of you. Or, hey, this reminded me of that person that I used to date back then. And she'd be like, yeah, that's what I was going to say. We're that type of friends. And we would just meet up once in a while. No pressures. Yeah, I think giving grace to someone, it's fantastic to give grace to yourself and to someone else about whatever you said earlier.
Yeah, and I think Tasya was mentioning that as well. Like you have to trust your friends to be able to maintain long-term friendships, and then also give them grace in the space to be who they need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess that's where we'll end this episode. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Tasya.
Thank you so much for having me. Honestly, what an honor.
No, we've loved having you. It's been.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna hit me.
I was like, why would I hit you?
Sorry. No, I mean like, I'm very honored to be invited here to talk on this platform and talk with you guys. Very cool.
Thank you so much for coming. It's been really lovely getting to know you, Tasya. Thank you for sharing your stories.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking care.
You're on this side of the camera instead of that side of the camera.
Oh yeah, whoa. So weird.
Please support Tasya and all her work. Do you want to share where the audience can find you and support your work?
You can find me on Instagram at Natasya Jazmeena. Yes. I mean, support it if you want, but if you don't want, it's okay. Like, not forcing you.
She's so chill. She's so Gen Z.
She's like, if you want.
If you want.
I guess.
It's fine.
Have you guys seen that meme where it's like, I miss you if you want?
No, I haven't. But that's really funny.
Okay.
Okay, we'll catch you in the next episode.
Thank you so much for watching,
Bye.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Follow us on NWF Media and please comment, like, and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.